We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Today on the podcast, will Stipe survive? Ed butt scoops and opens a pack of condoms. I'll see you in a minute.
Oh, no.
All right, guys, welcome back. I am Bill Jones, head instructor, top-level martial arts in beautiful downtown Cuyahoga Falls. It is a very wintry day. I think it's about 19 degrees out today. With me, as always, my friend, my pal, my co-host, my chum, Mr. Edward Whitney. And I shouldn't forget, he is slightly above novice in all things. How are you, Ed?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I can't complain, man.
I can't either. Christmas is right on the horizon. It's the season of happiness.
Yeah, Merry Christmas if anybody's out there. Once again, as with our Happy Thanksgiving message, we're assholes for celebrating Christmas and assholes for not if you don't. So
yes,
there is no way to win, so I just go with what I do.
Yeah.
If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's fine. I don't care.
Have a good holiday season.
Do whatever you want.
Whatever it is you do this time of year, I hope it goes great.
If all you're doing is whatever you would normally do in June, then keep doing that and do it the best you can.
Have a good December doing it.
Yeah.
We are not concerned.
Not concerned at all. So what's been going on with you, man?
Honestly, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of UFC.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So this is kind of jumping the gun. I wanted to get into this later, but UFC. So for anybody who doesn't know, let me give you a little context, a little backstory. About 3 years ago, am I right? About 3 years ago,
yeah.
Ed was really into UFC, the game.
UFC 2 for Xbox One.
So this was UFC 2?
Yep.
Okay. And was playing very regularly to the point that he was like literally number one in the world. So if you go watch those people who online who like just beat everybody's butt in whatever video game. Ed, although I don't think you ever, unfortunately for you, got into capturing your games. And
I did a little bit of Twitch.
Yeah,
just a little, but not a lot.
Man, you could have made some mad cash doing that. But
I
anyway,
wish I was a smarter guy.
Point is, he got kicked off because he was too good.
Yes, they accused me of cheating and derogatory text messages and all these
things.
Well, that
I believe.
Well, here's the reality. I never initiate these confrontations. What ends up happening is somebody gets mad, they rage quit, and then send me some absurd message insulting my family, and then I respond, and then they report me.
So here's something funny about that exact scenario. For anybody who doesn't know, and I don't know why you would know, As part of, to become like an instructor in our academy, like one of the things you have to do is you need to send in a video of you teaching something you're good at. And so Ed sends in this video to us to review, and it's him teaching us how to do some move on UFC 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a video of him, and you see he's wearing a headset, but like he's talking to the camera. And it went something like this. Look, I forget what the move you were teaching was because I didn't give a shit. But,
yeah.
Like you were clearly good at it. And he's like, oh, here's how you do it. And you're going to do this. And you're going to press X. And oh, look, this guy's going to try to get out. Not today, buddy. And then he just like keeps explaining this. And this is all like in the thing, in the video. And then, he taps the guy out in the video. And then, you see it end and he ends the video. So I'm talking to Ed about it one day, and you're like, well, what you guys didn't know
is the guy in the headset losing his mind.
So imagine you're on the other end of this. You're some dude in Denmark who just drew Ed as a competitor, randomly online, and like all you hear in the headset is him just teaching somebody else how to do the move.
His exact words are you shooting a fucking video right now?
So the point is, Ed's very good at this game.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty decent over the years.
And he's kind of a troll. And so for anybody who doesn't know Ed well, Ed likes to go on flat earth forums just to troll people.
Maybe a little bit.
And
I've been known to do this activity.
But the other part of that, didn't you say that you shot that video 3 times with the same guy there?
Yes.
Like you just didn't let him win.
Yes.
For 3 full videos.
I would let him back up because I kept messing up the commentary. So I would let him
Can you imagine how pissed I wish that you had saved that video and like had us listening to the guy.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
That would have been way more entertaining than your ability to teach it.
Yeah, I never thought about it.
Which clearly wasn't that good because I can't duplicate it now.
Well,
no, I'm just kidding.
You didn't try.
Yeah, I've never played the game.
I was going to say you'd be surprised.
So anyway, you've mastered a new part of this in your desire to completely troll people on this game. Go ahead and explain.
Butt scooting. So any of you who have ever watched a competitive jiu-jitsu match, the guys will slap hands, bump knuckles, and then a guy will just sit to his butt.
Fist bump, you mean?
What did I say?
You said bump knuckles. It's called a fist bump.
We'll come back to that.
All right, guys, listen. Hashtag black belt tips. Let me know if you think that it's a fist bump or knuckle bump. All right, keep going.
All right. So I recently discovered that I can butt scoot. So I'll now start the matches off, and I immediately just sit down and start butt scooting across the cage after them. And then I get a hold of them, take them to the ground, and immediately submit
So
them.
do they ever like just try to kick you in the head? Oh, you can't kick the down opponent.
Yeah, but what they will do is like a leaping punch in. So
Yeah.
like they'll like leap with a flying fist, and you just
No, I don't know.
Okay,
What do you do?
you can either up kick them on their way in,
Okay.
which sends them flying across the cage.
Are you allowed to up kick in the UFC?
Yes.
I didn't know you were allowed to up kick.
Yes. And then, or I just catch them and triangle them. As soon as they land, I block the punch and triangle. But it is fantastic. So in 30 minutes of playing this game the other night, I got I showed you the messages, didn't I?
Yeah.
I got like 9 messages, and they ranged from like, you're a bum, kill yourself, to that was so gay, stretched out over like 50 different letters.
7 O's and
Yes.
55
G's
A's,
and-
all
yeah,
caps.
52 exclamation points. And here's the reality. I never had intentions of doing this. But when Xbox canceled my account, they sent me from the top division to the bottom division. So now I'm stuck in this brutal cycle of now these people report me for cheating. So that account gets canceled and I go back to Division 1. So like by the time I get to like Division 3, as I'm...
There's probably a way you can not get banned. I mean,
Well,
how are you
it's
getting
based
banned
on
for
reputation.
cheating?
So Xbox has something called a reputation meter, and once your reputation meter gets so low, they won't let you go online anymore. And so every time I do something like that, which I guess is not fun for the other person, but I have a really good time doing it, they report me, and then my reputation slowly goes down. Then once it gets
How does
low,
anybody get to number 1 in this way, though? So arguably, I don't have to be good at the game. I just have to complain enough that everybody else
yes,
gets.
in theory, yes.
That's it. I can't wait till I beat you at this game.
In theory, yes.
So, but what you could do then, and what it sounds like you should do, is when people write you this bullshit, you should report them.
That's what I've been doing lately.
Yeah, because
then
then
I feel like such a worm doing it every time I hit
yeah,
record.
it's stupid.
Yes, I feel like a fairy every time I do it.
So I play, and when I say I play, I mean like every once in a while turn on my PlayStation and play a game called Fortnite Battle Royale.
Yes,
Which is amazing.
everybody says that.
If you haven't played this game, guys, and there's another one. It's called Player Unknown Battleground. It's really good as well. PUBG is what. But anyway, point is like you parachute in, and it's like a last man standing type of thing, right? You just find loot and try to kill everybody else and pretend to be the last person alive out of 100. And on it, there's a reporting system on there for cheaters.
Yeah,
But like it specifically says that you aren't supposed to use it to report people who are swearing or like team killing. Like that's not cheating. That's just a dick. That's what they're basically saying.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a difference. They want people who are hacking their game and making the game like impossible for other people to win.
Yeah.
Which I think is what the purpose of a report system is.
In my opinion, too.
I can't. It's amazing to me that Xbox wouldn't.
And I can honestly say I have never initiated one of these conversations in a negative way. A lot of the time when I'm playing,
Well, the other thing that you said was, they wrote you all these things, and you are not allowed to respond to them.
I'm not allowed to respond anymore. They've killed. Like I no longer have text chat on my Xbox, even with a new account. So if you go over to my house right now and create a new account, you can never text another person.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I assume they do that by IP address or something.
Yeah. And I'm sure I can get around it by changing my IP and stuff, but, I don't care that much. And I know I sound like a total dick right now, but I promise I've never started these confrontations.
Well, I like to think of you as having started them.
No, that's not what happened.
And then you say, and then like halfway in, you're like, you know what? let's play again. I'm going to beat you with a triangle choke after I butt scoot right up to you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It gets like that sometimes.
And they're like, what? You're so stupid, with like 70 U's. And then you're like, okay, let's do this, man. And then you do it, and you do exactly what you said. And then you're like, you guys suck. And then you like walk away.
It's kind of like that. But
and then you get
only
banned and you're
difference-
back to the whatever.
back to
lowest
to playing people who have no idea what they're doing.
all the guys suck.
Yes.
Playing people like me at the game.
Yes. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but you've never played it.
I've never played. I'm sure I'm terrible.
Yeah, so I get thrown into that division every time they do this to me. Every time. And I've been playing it like... I started with UFC 1 for the Xbox One, I don't know, 5 years ago. And it's really the only game I play. It is the only game I play consistently. So I'm pretty decent at it.
Yeah. The Xbox One has been out for 5 years now?
At least.
That's amazing.
The new Xbox is out already.
Well, but it's the One S or something, right?
I believe it's a different console. It has...
is it?
I think it's like backwards compatible. But I believe it's actually a new console.
I didn't realize they were new consoles. I thought they were just like...
Yeah, the one they came out with
extension.
was like an expanded hard drive, but then they think they came out with an actual new console now.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I downloaded the beta for UFC 3, and it is terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a beta.
Yeah, but it's...
Now, let's understand why Ed wins so much.
Okay.
It's because Ed knows jiu-jitsu, and Ed just uses jiu-jitsu on everybody, and it's
the game.
extremely responsive to jiu-jitsu skills.
Yes.
And so I guess this is what brings up my question. Because most people don't know jiu-jitsu well enough to actually apply jiu-jitsu in a way that makes sense.
Yes.
Like the average guy just wants to sit there and mash buttons and punch and kick.
That's exactly it.
Maybe like down towards A, and that
Yep.
creates a triangle choke.
Yep.
Whereas UFC 2 is far more involved than that. And,
Yeah, there's like guard passing and multiple guard passing options based on what they're doing. And
so is the reason you think UFC 3 sucks because they took some of that away?
a little bit, yes. To be perfectly honest, a little bit.
Yeah.
They made it more of a button mashing kind of game. And then also it's very pay to play. So now you can buy like loot crates and pump your characters up.
See, I think that's such bullshit.
Yeah,
And here's why. I don't mind microtransactions. I really don't. So for anybody who's listening and doesn't know what the hell we're talking about at this point, you can go out there and buy a $60 video game. And it's really just not a complete video game. This is how companies are doing it.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, the graphics, everything about video games is far more advanced than it used to be.
Yes.
And typically when something like that happens, like with the console itself, you used to be able to, like a Super Nintendo was $100
Yep.
when it came out, or maybe 120
140 or something, yeah.
whatever. But now, when you buy a video game console, you're buying basically a full entertainment system. It can go online, it can use Netflix, it can do a lot of different things. And so, they're like $600-700.
About 400.
Point is, they've inflated. They're a lot more expensive than they used to be. However, something about a video game,
It has to be $50.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like if the video game started being $100, you'd be like, nope, not doing it.
Fuck that.
So it's something about, like, there's like this magical price cap that they can't get past.
Yeah.
They've tried upping the price to like $70 and $75, and it just doesn't work. They don't
Some
sell.
people would say that's what killed the Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
was the $70 games.
Yeah. So, well, that and it went cartridge when PlayStation went disc, and it it couldn't keep up.
I thought it was better.
I liked it better personally, but it did have way less power, and the graphics were way worse than PlayStation. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so
They tried
the games, what they do to try to make more money in this situation is they'll give you what is essentially an incomplete game. So like back in the day, like you used to be able to press up, down, left, right, A, B, B, A, start or whatever, and people are going to be like hitting us with the code. That was the wrong Konami code.
If you want to say the Konami code, you say it right.
So anyway,
son of a bitch.
If it's any consolation, I never owned one Konami game.
Really?
I didn't have
not even Contra.
I didn't have an NES. I had a Sega Master System. So anyway,
wow, you think you know a guy, and then you find these things out about them.
I know, right?
Wow.
So anyway,
Sega.
So like back then though, you'd put in a code and you'd have like different skins,
Yeah.
or or like Ryu, right? Like if you and I played Street Fighter, we'd both select Ryu, and you'd get Ryu in the white gi, and I'd get him in like some light blue color.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Now you pay for that.
Yes.
Like you want a different skin or a different look to your
want
character.
a different outfit?
You pay,
$2.
you pay 99 cents or $1, and they all seem like these innocuous amounts.
And those are fine.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
what
a
I was
fan
getting
of that,
at.
actually.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. Like because the average player can still play the game.
Yep.
And if I don't want all these skins, I don't have to have them.
Yep.
Like it's not going to affect my gameplay. But what you're talking about is something else that they've started doing recently with like, oh yeah, you want the best gun in the game? You can buy it.
It's $19.99.
Yeah, or you can play through for 732 hours and then you can earn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for like even if it's $3.99,
yeah,
you can buy the best gun. Or like you want your guy to be better at shooting doubles, just pay.
Buy this loot crate and you might get the double upgrade.
Yeah.
So that's what they've done. They've created they had Ultimate Team on UFC 2.
Uh-huh.
But maybe it was just on the beta, but I wasn't able to play the traditional way using regular fighters online anymore. Where you just pick a guy who's currently in the UFC, the other guy picks a guy who's currently in the UFC, and you fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was unable to do that.
So what'd you have to do?
The Ultimate Team, where you have to that you create a character, and then you buy the loot crates to pump his skills up. Do you know what I mean?
So you can't just go train with your character to pump his skills up?
To some extent you can.
Because back in the day, and the closest I have as a comparison is like Madden. I'd play Madden. And
you do like training camp.
Back in like 07, they started like having the training camps and all that
boost
stuff.
Your quarterbacks, throw
I hated
power
it.
by 2.
I hated it, by the way.
Yeah, I do too.
I would much prefer you just give me the characters. And
that's where the microtransaction comes in. Because there's some kid willing to do that, but now you want to be able to compete with that kid.
Yeah.
You got disposable income here. You can just skip all that for $7. Yeah. So it's frustrating. But yeah, so basically you take a character from scratch, and you can only build him up so high, because once you hit a certain number of fights, he retires. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't just fight with him indefinitely.
Why?
Because of brain trauma. It has it has a damage meter over the course of your career.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
That sounds like the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Yeah, so the reality of it is I'm real close to retiring from UFC
and
video games
here's
in
why
general.
that's so dumb is because I think I get what they're doing. They're like trying to make it as more realistic.
Yeah.
But there's a point when we don't play video games. Like I don't play Fortnite Battle Royale
to be realistic.
So that if they ever make a bus that has a hot air balloon attached to it with a bunch of convicts and I happen to get arrested and I happen to be on this bus and parachuting into some random island and having to kill everybody, I'm able to do that. I do it because it's fun.
Yes.
Like, I don't want it to be that realistic. That's why I hated Madden as they got more.
And the reality of it is, though, that's part of what made Madden such a huge franchise.
Oh, I know.
Because
people like
football,
that.
it works.
A lot of people like that.
Yeah,
but you could also build a team and play with it forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It didn't have to have that real. As real as it got, and you could turn it off, was like injuries.
Yeah. Injuries were so frustrating.
Yeah, I turned it off every time.
Yeah, it's a little too
I turned
real
off
for me.
injuries. I turned off, all the dumb stuff.
Turn the penalties way down. So you gotta do something real bad to make it a penalty.
Yeah, like I tackle you out of bounds. I don't care.
It's
a game. I want to be able to do what I want. I want it to be Grand Theft Auto of football.
Yeah. And with football, it made sense. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I played football most of my youth. And I learned more about like formations and defenses and when guys can go into motion from Madden than I did from years of playing football. Like I have a better understanding of the cover 2 based on playing Madden. I know that seems weird, but I really do. Like different types of zone defenses.
I selected everything randomly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, before I started playing UFC, Madden was my game. And I was never number 1 in the world in that because there's some serious players out there in that game. These guys are serious.
Yeah.
They show up with like bowling style gloves on where like the thumbs, like they got like thumb gloves and shit. Headbands on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Enough about
7
UFC.
bags of potato chips.
So did you hear the news? Exciting news.
That you opened a pack of condoms?
That was gum.
Oh, okay.
That was gum.
So for anybody who has no idea what I'm talking about.
It's gum.
Ed quit smoking, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Now, but he still chews the Nicorette gum or whatever it is, cervix gum.
I'm trying to reduce
What's
it.
it called? It's not
Sonic.
cervix.
Cervix. He's opening condoms, cervix. No, it's Zonic gum.
Zonic, okay.
And it comes in a box.
But it comes in a box that
and a
looks like a
condom
condom box.
It does look
looks
just
like he's
condoms.
opening a pack of Magnums every
You're
time.
not the first person to say that. I had a dad say, dude, what are those for? And I was like, oh, it's gum. He just gave me this baffled look.
He's like, okay.
Okay, gum. Okay, is that what they're calling it now?
You know what's funny about that is, do you remember the movie Coneheads? From
Yeah,
like the 90s?
I do.
Yeah, it was based on the Saturday Night Live.
Didn't they like eat insulation?
Yeah, but I believe that I'm 99% positive that there's a scene where he opens a condom and chews it like it's a piece of bubble gum and then blows it up. Like he's blowing a bubble.
I can see that in my brain. I don't remember what movie it's from, but I think I have seen that scene. So.
I mean, it could be. I forget what that effect is, where you the Mandela effect, where you think you saw something but you didn't. But I believe that scene is in that movie. So
that's my latest conspiracy I like to watch on YouTube.
So I'm going to start calling
the Mandela effect.
Oh yeah, that we're sliding into alternate dimensions at all times.
Oh, I didn't go that deep. I just thought it was cool, like that we all misremember things based on like a scene from a movie.
Oh, but that's why people think that it happens. They think that like you believe that scene happened, right? And then you go back and you watch it and you're like, oh, maybe it didn't, or maybe it wasn't spelled that way. They believe that we've slidden into an alternate dimension.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Oh no! When I'm watching, they show what everybody believes, and then they show the movie where it wasn't true, and then they show like a comedy movie that mimicked that movie, and that's why we have that memory. So what they do is they find out.
They're trying
why.
to scientifically figure it out.
Yeah, they find out why we all have the same wrong memory, and then they provide the evidence. I didn't realize alternate dimensions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my
crazy,
gosh.
Man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm missing.
That's
out.
your shit too.
Yeah, I'm missing
surprised
out
you
big
haven't
time.
seen this.
Oh man,
I'll find a video for it and send it to you.
Oh, this is fantastic. I got something to do this weekend.
So you had big news. What was it?
Yoda's back.
What do you mean?
Yoda's back in the big movie
In
tomorrow.
what?
Star Wars. You haven't heard?
Dude, it doesn't come out for I have tickets to watch it on Thursday. We tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Guys, we film this on Wednesdays or
Usually
record
on
this on
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Usually.
I on Sunday I went and bought tickets to see. So what do you mean Yoda's back?
Yoda's back. That's the big spoiler online right now.
Why the fuck are you spoiling it for me?
I thought you knew.
How would I know that? I haven't
It's
seen
all
the movie.
over the internet.
I don't look at that.
Oh man. So you didn't see that lady this morning?
No. Who's this bitch?
She was on
And I apologize to anybody who's actually a bitch for comparing them to whoever it is that spoiled this.
I thought you knew. I'm sorry, man.
Who's this? Who? What happened?
So, what's the kid's name? The British kid in the movie?
John Boyega.
Yes, that guy was on like Good Morning UK.
Finn. His character's Finn.
Yeah, Finn. So he was on Good Morning Britain or Good Morning UK this morning, and he was talking to the lady, and she's like, "How exciting is it that Yoda's back?" And he just went dead silence and then did the Home Alone face. So if you can't see me right now, I just picture 2 hands on your cheeks looking stunned. I thought
So wait a
everybody
minute.
knew.
So here, for anybody who doesn't know, who isn't as nerdy as me, when you are, and here, well, I'll get back to why I know this. When you're like a press person and you get to see a movie early,
Yes.
there are certain things that you have to sign off on. Basically, a non-disclosure
Hey,
agreement.
you can't tell people.
that you won't review it until such and such a date, and you won't redo spoiler reviews until such and such a date, so that you don't ruin the movie for every fucking buddy.
I wish you guys could see Bill's face right now. I am not
The
looking
reason
forward
I know
to this
that-
podcast ending. I'm
The
not gonna
reason
lie.
I know that is because having a podcast, we are technically, in some senses of the word, the media.
That's
and
funny to even say.
It is possible for me to get. I think I'd have to go up to Cleveland to do it to see
Yeah.
some of the. But we could get in on early releases
That would be
potentially.
cool.
And like go and not exactly red carpet, right? But like go to like an early screening of the movie so that we can do a review for it and have it ready the day the movie comes out. That was the whole idea. That you definitely get to see it so that the day the movie comes out, you can do your review and talk about how great it is.
Yeah.
So this dipshit,
Her name is Holly Willoughby.
Holly Willoughby, is
Yes.
a dipshit, is on some sort of nationally syndicated news in Britain, and she's talking about Yoda being back.
Yes. His face is bright red right now. So if you guys don't know,
People are so stupid.
Bill has
So
left
mad.
the podcast.
I'm so mad right now. I'm gonna go choke somebody.
Yeah, so yeah. I didn't realize you were going to take it that hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we're gonna pause for this phone. Hold on. And we're back. As always, the phone did ring during the podcast. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cut it out.
The good news is Bill had a little time to cool down. His face is back to flesh colored and not the color of red.
I'm just very disappointed. Not that Yoda's in it. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But I'm sad. I would have rather not known. And here's the funny thing.
You're not a Holly Willoughby fan now?
No.
No?
I hope she falls off a cliff.
Oh, man.
That's terrible. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
If she falls off a cliff, I'm going to feel really bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough night's sleep.
FBI is going to be knocking down my
Yeah.
door.
Where were you? Were you in the UK last night?
I was not, sir. Never been to the UK. Not that I wouldn't go. I'd love to go.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, don't do that, people. Like,
Don't spoil
do that.
it.
Don't spoil Star Wars. Like, spoil dumb movies or whatever, but not.
I don't even think you should spoil dumb movies because there's some guy out there waiting for that movie.
Yeah, they're like, I can't wait till Hangover 6 comes out. I wonder what's going to happen.
And I'm the type of guy who doesn't take this stuff seriously. But the reality of it is people work hard in life, just grinding away. And they look forward to these little 2-hour escapes,
You're looking at one of them, man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that 2 hours in the theater, I'm not thinking about life, thinking about a galaxy far, far away, it's a nice escape. Much like the UFC is for me.
It's a nice escape as well.
Did I say X again?
You did.
Oh, I'll punch my own face. Escape.
So you know what's funny too is I'm the kind of guy like Thor's it came out, but like when it was coming out or whatever. Is that you or me?
I'm thinking me.
I think it was you. When one of those movies are coming out, I'll go and read the whole synopsis. It doesn't bother me a bit. But for some reason, Star Wars is just different.
It is.
I just don't want to know.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a part of American culture at this point, and frankly, worldwide culture. It's popular culture. It's what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to have any any Star Wars movie. Don't want to have any spoilers. Although I can tell you, I am 100% completely uninterested in the Han Solo movie they're making.
I didn't know they were.
Yeah, I don't know why they are. I don't know why they thought that's where people wanted to see. And I mean, will I see it? Maybe.
Yeah,
but
I'll probably watch it on DVD or something.
I'm literally not interested at all, and I think it's a terrible idea.
Because as much as I make fun of like superhero movies and stuff, Star Wars I get into.
Yeah.
It's one of the few of those type of movies that I'm really into.
Well, listen, we've talked about a bunch of things here, but we really haven't even discussed any of the things we came to discuss.
Oh.
And this is a topic that you wanted to bring up because it's kind of near and dear to us here in the greater Cleveland area. We'll call it like the Cleveland burbs.
Yeah.
And
so for people listening across the country, Cleveland is located in Cuyahoga County. We live in Cuyahoga Falls, which is right on the outskirts of Cuyahoga County in Summit County. So we're very close, very close.
All right. So what is it? You tell me about it.
Oh, Mr. Stipe Miocic.
The champ,
the world's baddest firefighter,
and still
is going to face potentially the scariest guy to ever step in the cage.
So, I think if he wins this, though, he becomes the.
He's.
Am I bleeding? I'm not bleeding.
No, you're good.
Okay.
He becomes the, in my opinion, the best heavyweight of all time.
Wow.
I mean, he'll have the most title defenses, and he's fought the who's who of contenders.
Like who's he fought? Let's
beat Fabricio Verdum.
Well, that's a pretty big name.
Yeah, in my opinion, currently is the best fighter of all time in the UFC. And then let's see, he knocked out Alistair Overeem.
That's a pretty big name.
Yep, and I feel like there was one more, wasn't there?
He beat you though?
No.
It's not that good.
Not that good. Whoa, I'm slightly above novice, bro.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like there's one more. Was it Junior Dos Santos?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was Junior Dos
Anybody
Santos.
who has a history of listening to this can tell you I don't know shit about the UFC.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was Junior Dos Santos.
Okay.
But murderer's row, essentially.
Yeah, it sounds like he went through
through the best of the best.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then
did he beat Big Nog?
No. But I would say he even has better jiu-jitsu than him.
Did he beat Brock Lesnar?
No, but I think he would. I'm pretty sure he would.
Brock Lesnar on steroids?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's a different thing. That's not a human. That's not a human. But, yeah, so now he's got to fight this guy who was homeless a few years ago. They found him on, like, the streets of France. He's an African-born Frenchman. Okay? And his name is Francis. Yeah, and his name is Francis.
Does he ever say that when he walks into the ring? Does he walk in? Like, I'm imagining him as, like an old school Mike Tyson's Punch-Out character. He walks in and like he holds like his arms up, flexing like one peck at a time, going and he's got like a big handlebar mustache.
So you took like 3 Mike Tyson's characters and made them into one.
Yeah.
You took like Super Macho Man with the pecs bouncing, and then the mustache would have been Don Flamingo.
Don Flamingo. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so Francis Ngannou.
You didn't answer. So is that what he looks like? Then? Does he
Kind
do that?
of. I mean,
Does he go,
sort of.
as he walks in.
No.
Okay.
But he does have that gentle French accent on the scariest looking dude you've ever
So
seen.
it's so soothing to listen to.
Yes, but then he's just terrifying looking.
Oui, oui, my friend. I will
Yeah.
kill you. I will end your life, my friend.
Yeah, so in his last fight, he punched Alistair Overeem's head into the 14th row. They had to collect it and reattach it. With this, everybody kept calling it a hook or an uppercut, but it was actually like kind of a shovel punch. It was
That's
like,
what they collected it with?
what did I say? Did I say it wrong?
No, you said they had to go collect his head.
Oh,
Did
no.
They used a hook to do that?
Well, no, the UFC actually has a crew.
Oh, okay.
It's a head collecting crew. But they got it reattached. He's fine now.
Okay.
No worries. But yeah, it was like a shovel punch that started at the hip, and it was kind of like a hook. And I've never seen any human being get punched that hard.
So the point is, he just dug that thing from hell straight up through.
Yeah, it came up flaming because it went so deep into hell and then connected. And so, I'd seen this guy, but he hadn't caught my attention prior to this. What shocked me about the guy is he has 4 or 5 submission wins on top of it.
Wow.
And he was like, I watched him snatch this Kimura. It was legit. Like, so he's a well-rounded fighter on top of everything else.
All right.
Yeah, so I know you're not into fighting, but he's worth looking up.
Well, I want Stipe to win.
Oh, I do too.
So what do you think's going to happen here? I mean, what's the strategy to beat the guy?
Okay, so do you want my prediction from my heart or from my brain?
Let's go with both. I mean,
Okay.
Your heart's going to say you want Stipe to win, and
My-
the way
my
you said
heart
that tells me you don't think it's going to happen.
My heart says Stipe is going to make him chase him around the ring for a couple rounds. He's not going to engage too early. He's going to wear the big fella down because he does carry a lot of muscle mass. He's a big guy.
Okay.
So he's going to make him chase him around the ring for a while. And then he's going to catch him moving in with like Stipe slides off, catches him with a right hand, knocks him out in the 3rd round. That's what my heart says. My brain says Francis Ngannou is going to land a haymaker in the 1st round and then ground and pound him into a pile.
So, how aggressive is Ngannou?
Pretty aggressive, but systematically aggressive.
Okay, so he's not the kind who's just going to come out and push Stipe right into the cage and just go to town.
Not most likely, no.
Okay.
But he's tactically aggressive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Comes in bursts.
Yeah, he's not going to be aggressive, like overly aggressive and leave something open.
Yeah.
So, and this kind of brings back to something you've always talked about, like in the heavyweight division, it's really whoever lands that.
Yeah, it's really
first.
a pick 'em fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it this way: if I was betting, I would go with whoever had the better odds, just because I really believe either one of them could win. Mm-hmm. They both knock people out pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, Francis Ngannou definitely hits harder, but Stipe definitely hits plenty hard enough to knock people out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm willing to bet that the betting odds Ngannou's the favorite.
Yeah? Look it up, man. Who's the favorite in the fight?
Yeah, so I'm going out on a limb there, but I'm just guessing based on how devastating the last fight was that would be the case. So I don't know for sure. I'm looking it up now. So you're going to edit this dead air out later?
No, I'm waiting on you and your Google machine.
Oh, so you're just putting all this pressure on me?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying, guys.
I wonder how much time that was. That was a good 3 minutes.
That 3 minutes?
Yeah, everybody's just sitting there. They think the podcast's over. We're probably just talking to ourselves now.
Yeah. He said they're gone now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, he's a favorite. It's not as dramatic as I thought, though, but he's definitely the favorite. Because in my mind, I was thinking he was going to be like a 2-1 favorite.
Has Stipe ever been the favorite?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Good call.
Yeah, and I think it's because
He's a working class hero.
yeah, no one expects him. He doesn't talk shit. He doesn't. He just shows up, beats people up, and leaves.
So before the fight, they show the main event guys arriving to the fight.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Stipe, but I picture him showing up in jeans and a Valley View Fire Department shirt, carrying a metal lunchbox, like he's going to a union job. And then all these other guys show up in suits with Rolexes on and stuff. Stipe just shows up with his lunchbox. It's the working class.
Like one of those
man.
old school tin lunchboxes.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Like rounded on the top.
Yes, exactly. Black metal.
Or my father was a steel worker when he had it was basically a small Playmate cooler.
Oh, yeah. I know, with the lock-on lid.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking
snap
about.
as you put it in.
And his thermos in the other hand full of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I picture Stipe showing
up. He's got a thermos full of coffee.
Yeah, and a Valley View Fire Department hoodie on. Because people might not know this, but he's still a firefighter.
Yeah, he's still doing it just because he wants to. Huh?
Yes, he's still working for Valley View. I believe it's Valley View.
Okay.
I'm going to get all kinds of hate mail. It's not Valley View, it's Independence, you jerk.
All kinds of hate mail.
Yeah, all kinds of hate mail. But you did have enough of the joking around. You did have a serious subject you wanted to talk about a little bit, didn't you?
Oh yeah, so I was cruising on the forums and I'm always on business forums and everything. And one of the questions came across hey, we've got this guy who wants to join our school. He's got this criminal past. What should I do? And of course, everybody's throwing in their 2 cents.
Yeah.
And so, and that's a really big blanket statement. Let me just point out, I know that ahead of time. Criminal past can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, we're talking about legitimate.
So, well, I mean, let's address it kind of with different options. So overall, what's your first thought on this?
I mean, it really comes down to: are we talking violent? Are we talking misdemeanors? Are we talking felonies? Are we talking sex crimes?
Let's leave misdemeanors out of it because a traffic offense is a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Right? It's let's just assume that it's
an actual crime.
Yeah, and they were convicted and all that stuff. And the guy had there were actually 2 parts to the question. The first one was that, and then the second one was because I have a lot of police who train with me. Mm-hmm. So it seemed like he was afraid that it was going to throw the police off a little bit. And I wish we had an officer here right now to talk about this, but I've talked to several about it, and I kind of know their opinions. So
without you telling me what their opinion of it is, in my opinion, police are actually more accepting of people who had a criminal past and have cleaned themselves up than most people are. Mm-hmm. Because police see that a guy like me and you could just have one really bad night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got to deal with it for the next 7 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a police officer, in my opinion, would probably be more accepting than most.
Yeah.
And is that the vibe you got?
Yeah, that's what I tend to get too. As long, especially if it depends on who it is, and what they've done. But,
yeah.
But imagine it would not take much for you or me, like you said, to have a really bad night. I go out with my wife and. Some dude pinches her ass, and I'm maybe a little bit more liquored up than I should be.
Front kick him in the face.
Yeah, I turn and I just give him a quick jab, and he falls weird and breaks his neck and never walks again, and I go to jail for attempted manslaughter or something.
Yeah.
Things could go really far south really quick.
Yeah.
Or even worse, he dies.
I have a friend that actually trains here. That happened to somebody he knows.
Yeah, we have a couple people that know that. I mean, so anyway, that kind of stuff can happen. So I guess let's just go through it. So they murdered somebody, one person once.
Yeah.
Don't know the situation.
I'm probably going to say no.
Yeah.
Murder's probably a bit extreme. I'm not going to teach you how to kill people with your bare hands.
Yeah.
Let's face it, a rear naked choke will take somebody's life real quick.
All right. So here's what I told the person. I said,
okay.
I mean, in my opinion, it just really depends on several factors. A lot of the people were chiming in, hey, martial arts, it's about helping build character. It's, it can really give someone like that a second chance. you know.
And that's a great point.
Yeah, and I think it's a very valid point. You know, and
Yeah.
I made sure to say that to them. I said, you know, I think what you're saying is true. I think it can, but I think there's a greater responsibility as well
To the community.
not to the community, but to the culture of your school, the community within your school.
Yeah.
So if you're in, let's say we're strong style in Cleveland,
Okay.
and that might be not
Home of Stipe Miocic.
Yeah, that might not be the right comparison, but it is, to the best of my knowledge, mostly an adult gym. You know, it's an. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they have some kids classes,
Probably.
but I believe that the vast majority, they're an adult gym, and they also have, like, if you've never been there, they also have like a full service, like, you know, like a Snap Fitness attached to it.
Yes.
Like you know what I mean? Like, so they've got like a real gym plus an MMA gym as well, and a huge Jiu-Jitsu contingent and everything. I think a place like that, it's fine. You know, like, that's actually the ideal. Would be like, look, you know, it's a bunch of guys. You're all just trying to be better than what you were yesterday, that kind of thing. And I think in a place like that, I think it's perfect. Like, I know for a fact, and I was hoping that my instructor Tony could be on this podcast. He wasn't able to be. So once again, we had a brief interlude. One of our fellow team members and employee of Top Level Martial Arts, Robby Gorham, a vet, has joined us. What's up, Robby?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Moth.
All right, the Moth, that is his nickname.
The Moth.
So it's because he's very attracted to light. So anyway, Robby, we're talking about, like, should criminals be allowed to train in martial? Like should you let them into your school? And one of the points that we could kind of come across was, you know, it depends what they did. Obviously, you know, let's assume that they're not Charles Manson out there serial killing people. Like, that's
Because they're a no-go.
Yeah, you know. But I was talking about, like, you know, maybe you had, you know, who knows what happened. Maybe you were a drunk driver and you accidentally killed somebody. Maybe you know, you got in a fight one time and accidentally killed somebody. Maybe you got caught with, like, I don't know, maybe you got caught with some blow or something one time. You know. But that there's a place, and like I used strong style or like an MMA, like mostly adult school, is a good example. Like, I don't see any reason why someone like that couldn't go there and get their second chance and learn, like, from the benefits of martial arts and all of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense. It's like, I completely agree with that too. Like, I'd say it's definitely circumstantial. Like, I know, especially when it comes to, like, bullies or people that are just jerks in general, like, a lot of times martial arts is definitely a good recovery system for it. Most people stopped acting like, you know, complete, excuse my language, assholes whenever, like, what is it? How can I put it? Bullies only act the way they do because they're insecure of themselves. So then when you give them the training and give them
the security,
security of it.
Yeah, it just makes them, and everybody's just trying to do better, right? I mean, ideally. And now, but you know, and so that's what, like, some people were saying was, like, there's this benefit to martial arts. Why wouldn't you give them a second chance? And so there's a second part to that, though, and like, we had this happen here at my academy, and it wasn't an easy decision because the dude was a nice guy.
Yeah,
he
was
seemed
really
like a nice
chill,
guy,
cool dude. Yeah,
and he was actually pretty skilled. He already knew some jiu-jitsu, and he was a pretty skilled guy. But it turned out he had been a drug dealer and had some allegations, although not convicted,
he was not
of
convicted.
sexual assault. So I really didn't let that come into my decision making. But here's the thing: like, half of my customer base is kids.
Yeah, and
You know,
kids,
and parents.
young
kids.
kids.
4, 5, 6 years old. And I don't know who this guy was selling drugs to or anything. But, like, if I'm a parent, I don't want a drug dealer in anywhere near my kids.
And it's very unfortunate because, like I said, the guy was nice.
Yeah, and who knows?
It was a tough decision.
Maybe it was a mistake he made back in the day. But, like, when you read I read the police reports. Like, I went deep into this. Like, when someone told me, they said, "Hey, you need to check this guy out. I know some things."
Were they, like, recent allegations, or were they, like, these were, like, years ago?
They were a few years ago, but it wasn't just like, hey, he got picked up with, like, a dime bag, and, you know, or
some marijuana.
Like, there were scales and
He was,
like,
a drug dealer.
This guy was clearly distributing this stuff, and let's be honest, and it wasn't just marijuana either. But anyway, like, the point is, I just felt that there was a danger that it can make kids, especially the parents, be very uncomfortable about it should they find out. And as an owner, and a coach, I have a responsibility to protect my team.
Yeah, because the reality of it is too is you are both. You are a business owner too.
Yeah,
like you're a jiu-jitsu instructor, but you have a business to run as well.
I'm just looking at it from like a father's point of view. Like, yeah, my daughter's only like 3, but the whole, especially the sexual allegations, and then the distribution of like
and if
big
it was
name drugs, like,
and if it was just sexual allegations, just that, and there was no convictions, and this guy really didn't even get arrested for that.
Yes,
he was investigated for it. They didn't, so in my mind, he didn't do it.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
too.
because he didn't even get charges drawn up for it. There was no
proof.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Yeah.
So but
But it compounds the other.
Yeah,
thing.
it compounds the other thing.
Yeah, when you have something else,
and so. I had to tell the guy, look, it was nice to meet you. You're cool. You seem like a nice enough guy, but I'm going to have to make this decision, and that's the best I can do. Now, does that mean that nobody who has any kind of criminal history is allowed in this school? Absolutely not. I wouldn't. I think it's a case by case basis. And it really depends on a lot of things.
I think time is a big factor too.
Yeah.
The longer you are removed from that, the more likely people are to accept that you're not going to do that again.
Yeah. Like if it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, man, I was 18.
I was living in my mom's basement.
Yeah, I was trying to make a little extra money on the side,
Turns
whatever.
out these EA microtransactions were draining my bank account.
Yeah.
Not to stick up for them either, but that's like a huge thing that we deal with in the military too, is that everybody always wants to, recognize your mistakes, and then you spend years and years trying to get over them.
Yeah.
And not to stick up for the felons, you know what I mean? But
no, but I mean,
but time, I really think.
No, I understand completely.
I guess what I'm saying
all
is,
wounds,
Yeah, it's not a clear cut answer, right? Like you don't have like a definite answer to that.
Yeah.
So, are you a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I love
Robby?
Star Wars.
Yeah. Ed just ruined my fucking Wheaties.
You don't like Star Wars?
I love Star Wars.
I was about to be like, did you not see it? Because I keep running into people who are like, I've never seen Harry Potter, I've never seen Star Wars, I've never seen Lord of the Rings, and I'm just, my nerd inside of me is like screaming.
And Robby's a millennial, for anybody who's listening.
Yeah, you can tell by the Harry Potter reference.
Yeah.
Just be offended.
I mean, nothing wrong with Harry Potter. I liked it myself, but he's got like a Harry Potter screensaver on his fucking
Ravenclaw, man.
Yeah. Damn. Some things you just don't admit to, man.
Yeah, you just deny that and be like, Bill, you're making that up. That's a lie, dude. Lies.
No one look at my phone while I change my background. Right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to know what Ed said or no?
Yes. I would love
Okay,
to
so Ed comes up to me and he's like, so it's pretty cool. Yoda's back, right? And I'm like, what? And he's like, Yoda's back. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, well, that's the news, from the new Star Wars.
Yeah, Yoda's
The one
back.
that comes out in 2 days. It's been spoiled that Yoda has returned. Some dumbass reporter spoiled it. I mean, I'm sure he's just a Force ghost or something.
I'm just trying to understand how Yoda came back if this is supposed to be set.
Well, he's probably a Force
Yes.
ghost. He's probably a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Like he's
Just
come
like
back
Obi-Wan was sitting around talking
Okay.
to Luke. We know
Okay.
he can talk to the dead, right? Come on.
Of course, man. It's a galaxy far, far away.
Duh.
They can
Someone just like
communicate with
spilled
their
out
dead.
like what's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah, so she was interviewing, what's his name again? I can't think of it.
John Boyega.
The kid from the Star Wars movie.
Meanwhile, our listeners are like,
Stormtrooper
I can't believe Bill is still talking about this. He is pissed.
But yeah, she was interviewing him, and she's like, so how exciting is it that Yoda's back? And his face just went blank, and he's like...
Yeah.
Why would you tell everybody?
And then he's like, I can't confirm or deny that. And then he's like, what if he's not back? So he's obviously back.
Yeah, so the reporters just screwed.
Yeah.
The big
Ruined
reveal.
everything, apparently.
Here's the thing. It's probably like a 3-second, thing. Where
Cameo.
where like
Jumps
Ray
in.
talks to him or something, and she's like, hey, you're a weird-looking ghost.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk normal?
And he's like, let me show you my sword play. And
Wow. Ed just took it the wrong way. Ed, this is a PG-13.
No, I'm an actual sword.
Yeah.
He doesn't use a sword, he uses a lightsaber.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Lightsaber.
Whew. You guys see what I'm up against here. His lightsaber sword. Or I guess it's just a saber. Because a saber is a type of sword. I don't need.
You done?
Yes, grammar police. The grammar police were about to show up.
Ed's just going to keep digging that hole. Who do you think's going to win?
Out of what?
Stipe and Mr. Ngannou.
I hope Stipe does. I hope Stipe takes it.
Yeah.
The other guy looks like he got pretty heavy hands, but so does Stipe.
Yes.
Stipe has also got some hammers.
Yeah, he does. Well, his are lunchboxes because he's the working class hero.
I still remember when he won. We were over at our buddy's house. You remember? And he comes up. What are you gonna do with the prize money? Oh, well, you can't really do much. I gotta go home and finish my kitchen remodeling.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, what an Ohio thing to say.
Yeah,
it's like, are you serious?
He's like, I can't really do much. I gotta go finish remodeling my kitchen.
Yeah, I was
the
like,
greatest response.
The next day, he's like hammering cabinets up into the thing. And he's like, oh, my shoulder. And his wife's like, would you stop complaining about that damn thing?
His wife is easy on the eyes, too. So I would remodel her kitchen.
I'm not saying nothing.
Ed is just going crazy with the inappropriate comments.
I almost jumped in when we were talking about Ray. So,
see?
Just gotta say, I was like, oh, I don't know if I
My
can say
goodness,
this.
guys! Wow, there's too much. We need some estrogen in here to calm this podcast down.
Sorry.
If my wife is listening, I apologize.
She ain't gonna.
My
listen.
wife don't care.
I'm gonna make her listen.
I've been around for a decade plus. She don't care. As long as I put my socks in the hamper, she'll leave me alone.
Well, Tommy, I almost called him Tommy. Robby, thanks for joining us for the briefest period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was totally cool. Thanks for having me on here. It was fun.
Yeah. We'll have to do it for a full podcast sometimes. Because Robby is known for saying some pretty damn funny stuff.
I'm trying to hold it back, trust me.
Right. Well, he does swear like a sailor, so like every other word is usually the F-bomb. He's really holding back right now.
So, funny story. I was unable to take the seminar we had Saturday, but my son attended.
Okay.
So he comes home, and the first thing he says to me is, I'm really proud of Mr. Gorham.
So to context this, we had a Jiu-Jitsu seminar at the Top Level Martial Arts Academy. That's what Ed's talking about.
Yeah. And so my son attended, and Robby attended, and he comes home, and he's like, I'm really proud of Mr. Gorham. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because he doesn't cuss during kids' classes. And I was like, well, yeah, none of us do. And he's like, yeah, but every other word he says is the F-bomb.
Oh, man, no. It's because, like, I wanted to work with Logan, and then I guess Nate and Brant. So Nate August, I don't know if he's been on here. He's one of our brown belts for here. And
yeah, Nate has joined us.
Yep.
Point is, some people.
Yeah, I was going to say Brant, fellow blue belt. Logan, one of my best friends from childhood. He goes here. He's the one who actually recommended this place for me. And I guess they got together before the seminar, and they're like, let's take Robby's training partner away, Logan, and not let him have Logan the entire time. And they just kept staring at me the whole time. So the whole seminar, I'm just mad,
just
salty.
mumbling.
Who was your training partner?
Everybody. Anybody I could really grab. Brant pretty much grabbed me immediately, and then Logan and Nate were just giving me the stare of, I got your mat wife. What are you going to do?
Well, the big guys train together and the skinnier guys train together, man.
Oh, because Logan has lost 50 pounds.
Logan's lost like
pounds.
65.
He's shredded.
He's only 25 pounds away from his goal.
Talk about easy on the eyes, Ed.
Yeah.
Man, he's losing a lot of weight.
All right.
I
Well, listen.
think Stipe's wife's hotter than Logan. Just for the record.
I've never seen her.
She's an attractive lady.
I don't think I've seen
Is
it.
she female?
Yes.
Well, that's a good start.
Yeah, she's beating Logan. You win.
So, Ed, how can people find us online if they want to talk to us?
Well, they could go on the Facebooks and go to Black Belt Tips. They can email us at blackbelttips@gmail.com. Or we have recently joined Twitter.
Yeah, how can they get on you on Twitter?
Eddie Jiu-Jitsu 33.
Okay, and I am top level GJJ. You could also just hashtag Black Belt Tips with your question, and we will we'll search it. We search it every couple days, and usually nothing comes up because all 7 of our people who listen don't want to type us.
They don't
Start writing us, guys.
Follow me on Twitter for God's sake. At least get me into double digits.
Yeah,
for crying out loud.
Hashtag justice for Robby.
Why?
I don't know.
You guys gonna beat me up today?
Because you're a ginger. Hashtag new soul for Robby.
I don't think we can joke like that anymore.
We can't?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think that falls into the...
It's a South Park reference.
Yeah, don't
I was
trade.
gonna say, when is the...
Are you on Twitter, Robbie?
No.
No? I'm surprised. Instagram?
No. I made one when I was younger. I'm on Instagram now, yeah.
How do they find you on Instagram?
It's Connie_Basami. That's pretty much my Instagram name.
KANI_BA.
SAA. Oh, my bad. BASAMI? Question mark?
Question
No.
mark.
Just type in Robby Gorham and he'll show up.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come up.
Just type in the moth
I don't think you'll get anybody.
or the Ginger Ninja.
I guess I
Well,
could
I thought we
change it
couldn't
to
say
the
that.
Ginger Ninja.
No, you can be a Ginger Ninja.
Why is Ginger not okay, but Jinja Ninja is?
Because I said he's good at doing the art of ninjutsu, and you said he's soulless.
Oh, it's actually
These are very different things.
Connie Basami BJJ. Apologize. KANI _BASAMI BJJ.
That's
Oh,
all right.
that's easy.
Don't expect a lot of.
Yeah, don't
There's a
expect
lot of cool stuff
feedback.
on there.
But he is a millennial, so he does better at the social media than we
Yes.
do. So
Super fun.
Us old guys are struggling with it.
I'm not struggling that much.
No?
I just don't use Twitter very much. I don't know what to say.
I told you, man, I used to be really active and knew how to use it. Now I don't understand what goes on now.
Gotta say, your guys' tripods made it a lot easier for me. Instead of having to like bother somebody in jiu-jitsu, like, can you film this for me real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Now I got that tripod. Me and Logan can just beat each other up.
Boom.
Boom, tripod it.
All right, guys. Well, listen. I'm Bill Jones. Ed Whitney's here. Robby Gorham is here. Guys, thank you for listening. We're out.